Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and today we're going to be doing a Let's Learn About It video. I've had a couple of questions recently about how I store my sketches, how do I print my photos, how do I store my photos. So I thought I would get on here and just show you a couple of things that I do, and hopefully I can inspire you to be a little bit more organized. So I do have an iPad, and is a little bit older of an iPad. Most of the things that I do on the iPad are online, so I don't have a large storage on my iPad. I honestly think that I paid maybe a couple of $100s for it. And what I use it for, I think it's well worth that money. I do pay for a Google storage fee. I do the $10 a month for 1 terabyte of storage, and I store everything on my Google Drive, from my scrapbooking things to my photos to the videos that I use to upload to YouTube. Once I do upload them, I do delete them off of here, but all of those things are stored on my Google Drive. And I will tell you that when I did get my Google Drive, I had tons and tons of CDs that I transferred to my Google Drive, so I have a lot of photos on my Google Drive. Today we're here to talk about sketches, and I will also be talking a little bit about my photos as well. I have a folder in my Google Drive that is labeled scrapbooking, and you can see that up here in the corner. And inside of my scrapbooking folder, I have multiple folders as well. I am definitely a folder person. I have folders on my phone, I have folders on my computer, in my iPad. Definitely love organizing things through folders. You can see here that I do have multiple folders for the different places that I have obtained my sketches from. The two main places that I obtain sketches is Scrapbook Generations, and I have that under the SG Sketches, and the other one is the Page Map Sketches. So let's start out with the Scrapbook Generation sketches, since that is my most popular sketch that I use. Inside of the Scrapbook Generation sketches folder is multiple folders again. The first folder I have there is the Create magazine. This magazine was created by Scrapbook Generations, I believe back in 2014 and 2015. It was an online magazine. I don't know if they actually had a paper magazine. I found them way after the magazine was already out of print. When you go into the Create Magazine folder, you can see that I have the sketches here listed by when they came out. And what they would do is they would have a 1-page sketch, a 2-page sketch, and a card for each one of the months that they published the magazine. So all 3 of these were in January of 2014. Then I have 2 folders, a 1-page layout and a 2-page layout folder. I will tell you that I use the 2-page layout folder the most. The sketches that are in the 1-page and the 2-page layout folders are all free sketches. I keep these separate so that I know which ones I can share online or which ones I have to keep private when I am doing videos. That might not be something that you would have to do unless you have a YouTube channel. I'm not going to show you the paid sketch folder because obviously that's paid content and I don't want to get in trouble for that. But let me just get into the 1-page and the 2-page layout. Since I am mainly a 2-page layout girl, I'm going to go ahead and show you the 2-page sketches. The way that I store my sketches on my iPad is by the number of photos. So you can see here that that first sketch, it is titled 3 Photos 2017 March 3rd. This title gives me indication of where the sketch came from on the Scrapbook Generations website. One of the great things that I love about Scrapbook Generations is down in the bottom corner, they do have the number of photos on a sketch. When I am trying to find a sketch to match up to my photos, I will just scroll through until I find a sketch that I like. Because they are in order of the number of photos on the sketch, sometimes I will just scroll down until I find one that has 9 photos on it, if that's what I'm looking for, and I will start there and then start scrolling. As you can see, I'm not always the greatest about renaming my sketches. As you can see down here at the bottom, I have a free sketch from March of 2020. So I haven't gone in and renamed it based on the number of photos, which is 6. And then I would name it 6 Photos March 2020. And I usually take out the Allison Davis part because it is on the sketch itself. I also do have a folder for sketch support. What I have done in this folder is I have all of the weeks that she has posted, but then at the bottom I have all of the sketches. What I like to do is by clicking on the sketch, scrolling through until I find a sketch that I like. So let's say that I wanted to use this sketch and maybe I wanted to stretch it. So I know that this sketch is sketch support number 4. So then I come up here to week number 4, and these are the photos of the layouts that Allison Davis has posted to support her sketch. So you can see here, this is one that pretty much follows the sketch very closely, but then she's made it into a double page layout. Then she did a sketch with hexagons instead of strips of paper, and then she's changed it up to where her strips of paper are going in a different way. So that is how I store my scrapbook generation sketches. The other set of sketches that I use a lot are page maps. These are just in order of the year and then alphabetically by the months. Because honestly, this is really just kind of scrolling through the sketches until I find something that I like. Sometimes I'll just scroll down till I get to one and click on that and then start scrolling from there. I have saved sketches all the way back to 2008. I have a ton of sketches that I can search through. Now, because they are on my Google Drive, I am required to have internet, so normally I am on a Wi-Fi when I am looking through these, so that is something that you want to keep in mind. My iPad is not connected to a service, like I don't pay a monthly fee to have service on it, so I do have to be on a Wi-Fi, which is usually not a problem. If I am at home, obviously I'm going to be on my home Wi-Fi. If I am away, most of the time I've already picked out my sketches if I'm going to like a crop or something like that. And if there is no Wi-Fi at the crop, I'll just use my hotspot on my phone to be able to pull up the sketch, and then I'll take a photo of the sketch. And what I mean by taking a photo of it is just taking a screenshot. So if I wanted to use this particular sketch, what I would do is I would zoom in, and then for my particular device, I would hold the home button and the power button up here at the top. That takes a screenshot, and I will show you that this is what I do to put the photo at the beginning of my YouTube videos as well. I'll just go in and crop down the photo and select done, and then when I open up my photos I will have that picture there, so I don't have to be online for it. And obviously if I am using that sketch, I'm going to need that photo anyways later for my YouTube video, so I'm okay with taking that. One of the other questions that I got was, how do I choose my photos for my sketches? And that really is no more than me just sitting down and finding a sketch that I like and then finding photos to match up with it. And in my weekend crop video, I did go over the spreadsheet that I'm about to talk about, but I want to go a little bit more into detail and explain how I do that. All right, so let's talk about pairing photos with the sketches. I have all of my photos stored in my Google Drive, and of course they are in folders. So you can see here that I have all these folders for my different photos that I have. There are some folders that I'm going to have multiple subfolders inside of those folders. Christmas is an example of that. The 4th of July, Easter, obviously things that happen annually. But then I also have a folder for Disney, and I have all the subfolders in that, and I'll show that in a second. But let me pull up my Christmas folder. Inside of my Christmas folder, you can see that I have folders that have the year on it. So I'm going to select the 2021 folder. And then inside of that folder, you can see that I have Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, we go to the North Pole every year, so those photos, and then the Christmas parade. So when I am looking for photos for a particular event, like Christmas, I can go to that specific folder and then open it up. Another example of that would be my Disney folder, and I have that one as a color red because when I am scrolling through, whether I'm loading the photos from my phone or on the computer from the camera that I sometimes take to the Disney, or if I'm downloading photos from our PhotoPass onto the Google Drive, it just makes it easier to have that color folder so I can scroll to it and get to it quickly. So inside of my Disney folder, the first set of folders here listed are photos before I got my annual pass, because most of the time when we went to Disney before my annual pass, we would do 4 parks in one day. It was just a lot of photos, so it was just more of capturing the year and who went during that time. But after I got my annual pass, I then started creating folders for particular parks. So I have Animal Kingdom, Disney Springs, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom, and the resorts. And I have also color coded those to kind of match the kind of theme of the parks as well. So once I go into a folder there, let's choose Magic Kingdom, I then have it broken down by the date that we went, so it's in order from the earliest day, the very first time that we went to Disney as pass holders, which would have been in February of 2017. And then I have who went to Disney with me at that time. And then there are some in here that where it's like just my mom and my nephew have gone to Disney together, and I have those photos as well. So as you can see, I have lots and lots of Disney photos. As a pass holder as well, we do get these photos when we do the photo pass, and so sometimes we will get these really awesome shots that Disney has actually taken them. There is absolutely no way that I'm ever going to get a shot like that with no people around it, that beautiful sky, but I'm so happy that Disney gives us those photos, and they have given us quite a few, almost kind of postcard worthy photos. And I don't think I've actually ever scrapbooked any of them, but they are definitely gorgeous, gorgeous photos. One of the other places that I have my photos is in Google Photos. This automatically backs up from my phone. So all my photos that are taken on my phone automatically go to Google Photos. Most of the time I do go ahead and transfer them over to Google Drive, but I do like to have that security of posting them. I have a piece of paper here because there's a photo underneath it of somebody who has asked me not to share them on YouTube, so I'm just trying to be respectful of that. One of the things that I love about Google Photos is that it has this people and pets section, and so it will facially recognize the people in your photos, and then you could name that person based on the facial recognition. So obviously there's myself and Eli, my mom, my other nephew, my sister, and my friend Christina, as well as my pets, Ebony and Kahlua. Google Photos also does a section where they base it off of places. So I can go into my map and look for a photo that I know was taken at a specific place, maybe Disney. There's also the city that you can look in, so all of the photos that were taken in my hometown, I can click on that. Scrolling down, you can see other things like Halloween or Easter. They even have cards or notes. Scrolling over, they have things like playgrounds and cooking, the sky, Independence Day, all kinds of different things that you can really look for. So let's say I was trying to find a photo that I'm like, oh, I knew it happened at a playground. I can click on the playground, look for the photo. And then what's really awesome about it is that once I'm in this section, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I want. I want those photos from when we were on Dumbo. By clicking on this little arrow over here, it's going to open up all of the photos from that particular day, and then I can download the photos as needed. So the photos that I'm going to look for are of Eli. I'm pulling some of these older photos of him and trying to kind of beef up his baby album because I don't have a lot of photos of him. Okay, so I have these photos of Eli from his birthday, opening up presents back in 2012. So what I would do is I would take the photos that were from that particular day, so for this particular section here, and I would look through and decide which photos that I wanted to use. So what I normally do is just go ahead and click on that photo, then I will select the share button, and then you are given a list of people that you may want to share it with. So maybe I want to send it to that particular person. And again, I'm covering it up because there are people there that don't want to be online. But I'm going to select this Save to Device, and that's going to allow it to save to my iPad. All right, so now I have saved multiple photos to my iPad. And from here, I then am going to decide what sketch I want to use. Now, again, I've already picked out the sketch, but let me just show you the sketch that I thought would work. So my thought process of choosing a one-page sketch as opposed to a two-page sketch was that these photos weren't the best quality, so I knew that I wouldn't want to have like a double-page spread of these photos. And this sketch that I ended up choosing I thought was nice. I do have 6 photos, but when looking at this particular sketch, I was like, you know what, I could add a second 2x2 photo here. So from here, I'm then deciding that I need one 4x4 photo, 4 2x2 photos, and a 3x4 photo. I have the Project Life app, and I have an entire video on how to resize your photos in the Project Life app, but I'm just going to show you one real quickly here. By opening up the Project Life app, you have the ability to select the Create button, and then 4x6 prints. It's always going to start out with a 4x6 print with 2 3x4s, but down here at the bottom you have the layout option. and I'm going to select this option number 9. That is a 4x4 photo and 2 2x2 photos. Now my grid has the appropriate sizes, and I can go ahead and select one 4x4 photo and 2 2x2 photos. So I'm going to select the first orange larger box, and you'll notice that the other 2 boxes kind of gray out. I'm going to select this little picture icon up here at the right, and then I'm going to find those photos. So I found the photo that I want to be as a 4x4, but as you can see, there's still a lot of space in this photo that I definitely don't need. I feel like it's noise. I have my other nephew over here who's kind of opening the presents, but I really want to focus on him. What's nice about this app is that you can zoom in on your photos. So just by using my 2 fingers, I'm going to open them up and it will zoom in, and then I kind of move the photo around until I have a good placement of the photo and most of the background noise is taken out, but I still want to get those little tiny hands in there. So I think I'm going to go with something like that. Now there is still some noise over here, but I'll just deal with that. Then I'm going to select the photo over on the far left, and then it's going to give me the options to add those photos as well. I'm going to add the photo, and again, zoom in to get rid of some of that noise. So as you can see here, now I have a 4x4 photo and 2 2x2 photos that are zoomed in and just have the information that I want for these particular photos. For this particular sketch, I needed a 4x4, a 3x4, and a couple of 2x2 photos. What I decided to do was selected the 4x4 and the 2x2s, and then I wanted the 3x4, which is going to be this photo here, but there isn't an option to do a 3x4 and a 2x2. So what I decided to do was put 2 of the photos into a 3x4 size, so that's here. And then I took that photo and it added it up here. So now this particular photo is going to be a 3x4 on the bottom and then a 2x3 at the top here. And I can go ahead and cut those down to a 2x2, which will work for my particular sketch. Then once I have that figured out, or actually really while I'm figuring it out, I have my Google Sheet opened up as well, and I have my date here from when these photos were. I have kind of a description of what my photos are, so these are Eli opening presents. I have the fact that I'm going to do a 1-page layout, and then I have my notes here. I have the 4x4 photo of Eli crawling. I have the 2x2 photos in the center. Eli is opening his presents, and then I have the 3x4 photo of Eli looking at Jennifer. And then I have the 2 3x4 photos, and I tell myself to replace the 2x2s on the right side with the 3x4 photos. While I was recording this, I realized that those photos are 3x2, not 3x4. So I went ahead and changed that. So I have the 2 3x2 photos that I'm going to replace the 2x2 photo. So when I go to do this particular sketch, maybe I will do the 2x2 photos and add 2 of them, or maybe that I will leave them as a 2x3. It all depends on what I'm feeling like that particular day. Then I also have a column for the number of photos that I'm going to have on that particular sketch. And then I don't have these photos printed yet. When I do, I'll put an X there, so know that. And then I also haven't chosen the particular collection that I'm going to be using for this one. I'll have to look through and find that. But then over here in my last column is my sketch selected, and I have my 1-page layout. So that's the folder that this particular sketch is located in, and then 5 photos, April 2013. Going back to my Google Drive, I know that I need to go to my 1-page layout folder, and then I would scroll down till I found the particular sketch name, which is 5 photos, April 2013, and then I know that that's the sketch that I'm going to be using with those particular photos. Once I decide what photos I want to use and making them smaller, whether it's 3x4 or 2x2 using the Project Life app, I will then go ahead and store the photos in a folder on my iPad named To Print. And you can see here that I've gone through and saved quite a few photos so far. And then once I get enough photos, and this usually is, I'm just overwhelmed with the amount of photos that are on my iPad, and again, I don't have a lot of space on my iPad, so it could be that my iPad is getting full and I need to get rid of them. I will go ahead and upload them to a printing service and have them printed from there. Right now I'm using Walmart to print my photos simply because it's convenient, and it's been so long since I've had photos printed that I really haven't done any research on who has the best place to print photos. I might do some comparisons and print out a couple of different photos from different places to find out what the best deal is. Now I'm going to show you how I pull my Scrapbook Generation sketches and then my page map sketches. On the Scrapbook Generation site, what I do is I select SG Exclusives, which is this orange band at the top, and then I select Downloads. On this particular page, you can scroll down and you have all of these options to choose from. You can see that there is a free sketches section, so clicking on that will give you all of the free sketches that are available from Scrapbook Generations. You do have to add a particular sketch to your cart. So this sketch here I do not have, which is a Create a Sketch Live sketch number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to my cart. Then I will go up to my cart, which is in the upper right hand corner, and I see my sketches here. I'm going to go ahead and log into my account before I proceed. Alright, so now I'm logged in and I'm going to come down here and select Checkout. I will need to enter a billing address. I have scrolled up so that you can't see my billing address, but I do want to show you that the price is $0. There is no payment option selected, so I am not paying for anything. I'm going to scroll down and select Place Order. It now has told me, thank you, Lisa, for your purchase. Here's my order number, and over here I have the option to go to Downloads. I have my option here to select this PDF, and then my download is down here at the bottom. So I'm going to select Download. I then have the option to select Open In, and I'm going to find my drive. And from here, I will need to find the folder that I want to save this to. So I'm going to select my drive. I found the Scrapbook Generation folder, and then it says to save here. And then I will select the Upload button, and when the screen goes away, I know that it's uploaded. Once it's uploaded to my Google Drive, I'll go ahead and select the 2-page layout, then scroll down, and it is here. And then this is where I would go in and rename it. Once I have it renamed, 7 photos, create a sketch, it will then move into place where it needs to be. To get the page map sketches, what you need to do is a Google search for Page Maps Archives. It's the first one, which is a PDF archives. And from there, you'll have all of the sketches available to you that you can download, all the way back to 2006. So I haven't downloaded the January sketch for this year, so I'm going to go ahead and select the January one of 2024. And then from here, I'm going to save it from my Google Drive just like I do the other one by selecting the Share button. Select my drive. Again, finding the place that I want it to store. I want it to save in my Page Maps folder, so I'm going to select Save Here. And then Upload. And then going back into my scrapbooking folder, I will select the Page Map folder, and my January 2024 page map is here. I will go in and do the same process of renaming it to 2024 January. I hope this video was helpful in regards to my sketches and my photos. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.